Welcome back to Conversations on Deck, and today is Sunday afternoon reading with Bruce Weber's Inside Baseball 1977. But before I get to the Ron Jackson card that we want to feature today, I want to talk just a little bit about, hey, why do I do Sunday afternoon reading? Well, it kind of goes back a couple of years ago. My good buddy Matt, who's from Huntington Beach in California, was visiting mom, and he went to one of these big, swap meets, and he brought me back this book right here, Bruce Weber's Inside Baseball 1989. He thought, hey, you know what? Maybe you could use this for your Instagram channel and account, whatever you want to call it. And I started thinking about it. Man, I remember as a kid, you get the Scholastic magazine, that fine little paper. It's kind of like, 6 pages or something like that. And you look through and you beg your mom and dad for the $1.50 or whatever it costs. Oh, $2.25 back in '89. And, you're trying to get that book. Well, who would have known back in the day, when Bruce Weber was making these books, he was doing previews of all the teams in the major league, and he was highlighting who he thought were going to be the stars for that season based on the previous season's work. A lot of times he would, kind of break up these chapters into the National League All-Stars and then the American League All-Stars, and then in a few of his earlier books he would do the Major League All-Rookie team. And so I was kind of looking at that thinking, well, one thing I've always loved to do, my parents always encouraged us to be readers. And, you get that corny thing that we say all the time, readers are leaders. Well, guess what? It's true. That's where you get your information because you're taking the extra time to dig down, find out some great research to be able to share that with other people. What's the point of learning all this knowledge just to keep it to yourself? The goal is to have a conversation. That's where Conversations on Deck came about with, my baseball card collection. It's not like the best collection in the world. It's just some average guy who collected as a kid and then a little bit in high school. And then it trailed off for a long time. And now I'm back at it just a little bit. Got my toe dipped in. And but how to incorporate reading? Well, Bruce Weber, he did it perfectly because he's got these one-page previews of a different player. So I decided, hey, on my Instagram, every Sunday, I'm just going to read. It takes about a minute and a half, one page, and feature that card from that year on the channel. And it's been fun. I looked forward to it. And the other part is, then I started thinking, man, there's got to be more books out there. So went online and sure enough, found all these books starting from 1976. So I've already completed 76. I'm currently on 77. You can see that with Ron Jackson there. And then the plan is to go all the way up to 1990, which is kind of fun because it makes me do a deep dive into my collection, or I get to talk with other people in the hobby and say, hey, do you have that 1986 Don Mattingly? Oh yeah, I got that. And then somebody sends you that card, or you do a trade or something like that, or you're at the local hobby shop and you find it in like the dollar bin or something like that. So it's a score, but it's always been kind of fun thing, collecting and reading, putting those two together. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's kind of like Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. It's kind of like Big Papi and Manny being Manny. So that's kind of where the whole Conversations on Deck Sunday afternoon reading came from. And yeah, it's a lot of information, but it's really in short bursts. And it's a lot of times outlooks that you're just not going to find anywhere else. And of course, we always have Lego Thor around for the adventure because, these videos, if they get long, they need a little bit of electricity or a little bit of thunder. So let's go with Ron Jackson. Okay. So third base was probably the best position among big league rookies in '76. The Mets, Roy Stager, the Braves, Jerry Royster, the White Sox, Kevin Bell, and the Cards, Hector Cruz. But none of them did as well as the man from Disneyland. Jackson hit only .227. None of the rookies did very well at the plate, but he showed a good arm, great range, and overall ability at the hot corner. Even though he didn't hit for average, the 23-year-old from Birmingham, Alabama, did some great clutch hitting for the Angels. Let's go back to the opener of a twin bill against Kansas City last May 29th. California trails 2-0 with 2 outs and 2 on in the ninth. Up steps Jackson, a game-tying triple followed by Andy Etchebarren's single, scoring Jackson, gives the Angels a 3-2 win. They go on to sweep the doubleheader. 2 weeks later in Detroit, Ron goes 4 for 5 with a homer and a double to key a 10-7 California win. That's what the Angels are looking for from Jackson. When he's hot, he's hot. In his first major league game, September 12, 1975, he went 4 for 5 against Kansas City. He may have bad days, says manager Norm Sherry, but he doesn't let them get him down. Ron's a super kid. He doesn't pop off. He's a hard worker, and he gets along beautifully with everyone. And that's Sunday Afternoon Reading with Bruce Weber's All-Pro Baseball Stars 1977. If you want to check out some of these videos I've done in the past, go to my Instagram on Conversations on Deck. And you guys have a great day in the hobby.